yo, you gotta see this. So I did a deep dive into The Shallows Part 1. Go look at that video. You don't want to miss it. It has a clip of a podcast in which Jaswinski tells us what decisions were taken by Tom Rothman and the Goodman and Sony to change the movie entirely and make it a summer blockbuster. In my opinion, allegedly. Well, come to find out, I found more stuff. So somebody pointed out to me that, hey, directors change, and I was like, what? Oh yeah, they changed. In the Deep was attached to Louis Leterrier, or however you pronounce his French name, right? So maybe like 2 months into it, like the Wrap had an article about it. It's just behind a paywall, but go look. It says Leterrier has dropped out of In the Deep due to the fact that Sony has reduced the budget, and they've also changed other creative elements. So the director walked out right around the same time. Blake Lively In the Deep. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Blake Lively is in talks to potentially star in the Columbia Pictures' starred thriller In the Deep, directed by Jean Colette Serra. They already changed directors and deployed the Trojan horse. And the lore is that Jaswinski did an on-spec script, and it was blacklisted, and then Sony Pictures bought it. It said last September when it sold to Sony, with Wayne Moraner, Republic Pictures partners Lynn Harris and Maddie Lesham attached to produce. Pause on that. So I read on a post, a comment. Alleged. Take this with a grain of salt because I'm looking for receipts, proof, timeline. I don't know. This is alleged. So the story goes that allegedly it was stolen from a screenwriter who was recounted the story of his dad and a shark, like in Australia, right? His experience. And he took that to Sony. Sony greenlit without him he got ghosted. The dude got ghosted, the screenplay writer. And next thing you know, In the Deep is being, it's on the works, and then they completely twist everything, change it into The Shallows, change the characters from male to female, all alleged. And then, the screenplay writer was like traumatized. He was like not even working after that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. But I'm looking into this. Anyway, here's the quote from the podcast. Tom Rothman and the good people at Sony wanted to find a good way to take a mild budget thriller and make it sort of a summer movie that could go against the Marvels of the world. And this is what Jaswinski said in the podcast. Louis' take knocked us out, and our intention is to elevate this above the genre, making terrifying but psychologically deep. Lasham said it has the makings of an incredible survival story, but also goes to the very core of fear on every level. It's really a frightening movie. Okay. So yeah, they changed key creative elements, as in completely changing the genre, completely changing the fact that gore and everything is no longer a horror film. I'm sure the director was like, I'm out of here. What I need you to focus on is that this was a strategy, a marketing strategy, money-making strategy from Tom Rothman, allegedly, and the good guys at Sony. Do you see what I'm saying? So all this is sage, all these things, hear me out. I am not here to set out to not believe people. It's not that. But I am telling you that it feels, in light of all this, all the history and the context, it feels very baity for Blake Lively to go like, Baldoni, come to my trailer and rehearse lines with me while I'm pumping milk. You're safe here, Baldoni. It's not like beef started after filming. No, it started before. You can see all the text messages, the plotting and everything, the trash talking already before filming start. So WME, contacted Blake with, the whole thing? What if Sony was like, oh, this is it. Deploy the Trojan horse again. If they saw when negotiating with Baldoni, this is why he didn't get the final cut, final edit. He was like, no, bake off. And then they didn't respect the terms of the bake off, because if it was like high enough, why wouldn't they go with the director's vision if it was aligned and it was testing excellent? You know what I mean? There was absolutely no reason. And then you can see in the PGA letter endorsement from Todd Black, the reason why they brought him, not to enforce like safety on the set. No, like read the 17-point letter. Like, why would they have to bring, like, what does that have to do with anything? Bringing an A-list producer, not a woman, mind you, like all these, female gays BS. They brought a man. He saw like Baldoni getting yelled at. He's like, I'm out of here. They paid, they were like, come here, like we'll pay you 3 times that. He's like, all right, in my opinion. Anyway, as executive producer, I came aboard for the remainder of production to support Blake Lively in her achieving the vision in the most creative and economical way possible. And then goes like, kind of like a side comment, well, I try to serve her and Justin's vision while addressing any of Wayfair and Sony's needs. So basically, see how Josh Greenstein wasn't getting anywhere? He was like, y'all don't want to play ball and stuff like that. And it wasn't like being polite enough, whatever. I feel like Todd Black was brought in to like buffer. But again, you saw how the Reynoldses trashed them. Like him and Aunt Janetti calling them like old or geriatric. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but it's terrible. But reread. It says, we ultimately wrapped the picture and went into post-production. I helped Blake achieve her creative desires for how the film should look. Why does an actress need to like fulfill her creative desires for how the film should look? Shouldn't she just act? And then in conjunction with participating with Justin's directorial vision and cut. But Blake's vision, both with the picture cut and the songs and the score, were implemented in the final version of the film. She has a true creative vision of this film, and it's a huge potential to a worldwide audience. As in, Baldoni, what are you talking about? This shouldn't be an indie film. This shouldn't be like all about domestic violence. We're gonna take this and we're gonna try to make it like, we're gonna dilute it. Like Blake said, take all the steamy out and make it more bland so that more audiences can consume it. Because what did you have coming out at that time? Deadpool, right? What was it? Oh yeah, because the good people at Sony wanted to find a way to take a mild budget thriller and make it sort of a summer movie that could go against the Marvels of the world. I get it. In my opinion, allegedly. So what happens if we eventually get proof, receipts, proof, and timeline that this was pre-planned? Where are all the text messages between Tom Rothman and Blake Lively? Between Colleen and Sony, because we know that she was in communication with them in 2023 asking about like being able to show the book, the movie in Book Bonanza 2024, already a year prior. She said in her deposition, I believe. So people be plotting before like this thing is already. So what if it was an MO that has happened before and it has been proven, like there are witnesses and stuff like that this has happened before? All the events that happened like during the 17 days of phase 1 and it ends with us seems super baity to me. I'm sorry. Think about it. Why would a postpartum mom want to do a steamy Colleen Hoover adaptation that's starting to film right away? Because she knows that it's going to go PG-13, that it's not going to be rated R, no steamy scenes, like, no nudity, no that. And it was the moment to go against her husband's movie, right? Same MO, in my opinion, allegedly.